This is celebrations from FIFA 94 to 21. In FIFA International Soccer, aka FIFA 94, upon scoring a goal, your player would either do a flip, fist pump, or knee slide, after which he'd run off to the touchline where an animation would play on the stadium's big screen. There was a variety of these with different clips and colors. FIFA 95 added a couple of celebrations in this really strange dance and this other animation, as well as a bunch of new big screen animations. FIFA 96 was the first FIFA on PlayStation 1, so the new technology offered better looking celebrations. We had a knee slide, a knee walk, taking a bow, and even a front flip. FIFA 97 was looking much better from the year before, and celebrations changed again. We had a few varieties in basic cheering celebrations, a really funny looking dance, and the best knee slide in a franchise so far. FIFA 98 continued to develop and offer the most variety in celebrations to date. On top of a staple knee slide, we also had quite a few versions of fist pumps, both standing and jumping, and the way teammates celebrate with the goal scorer in the other available moves was a very nice touch. FIFA 99 kept the existing celebrations, adding some playful new ones, but the highlight was the expansion on team celebrations, having a lot of variety with fun looking player interactions. EA were definitely seeing the appeal to these. This game also contained the first ever acrobatic celebration, and it didn't look half bad. After so much focus on team celebrations in FIFA 2000, they looked to add more individual player celebrations, including this infamous one that a lot of people think is Raul dabbing 20 years ago before dabbing even existed. I personally think it's a flexing and posing celebration, but don't let me talk you out of your wild theories. Other new celebrations included a backflip, heel tap dance, posing, and a few others. One of my favorites is where a player knocks down the goal scorer and seems upset with him while everybody else celebrates. No idea what that was about, but it's so funny. FIFA 2001 was the first in the franchise released on the PlayStation 2. The new game engine and graphics made celebrations look better than ever before. The detailed 3D models performing the moves that had already been in the game was a joy in itself, but they also added a few new moves that worked great on the new platform. They even had an updated version of my favorite knockdown celebration from the year before. FIFA 2002 was a game with a lot of personality. It didn't look to add a lot of new moves, but the new cinematics for celebrations made every basic animation look very good. They used multiple angles, different player perspectives, and slow motion to make celebrations really dramatic and action-packed. For example, look at this celebration. You're probably thinking, Del Piero sure looks different. Actually, we saw that celebration from the perspective of a teammate running to the goal scorer. Great directing, how cool is that? FIFA 2003 stepped away from the overly dramatic presentation to focus more on realism and simulating the real-life game with its celebrations. It worked well, especially because the player models looked better than ever. EA didn't completely remove dramatic angles though. There was this awesome system on some celebrations where it would zoom in directly on the goal scorer from open play and showing them celebrate without cutting the scene in between. I'm a big fan of that as well. FIFA 2004 would remove even that last strain of dramatics, completely turning towards simulation-based celebrations, focusing on moves players would actually perform in real life in static, non-arcadey angles, trying to replicate a real-life football match on TV, even adding a fan's perspective during some celebrations. FIFA 2005 is one of the greatest in the franchise, bringing many good additions to features and gameplay. Not really adding anything new to celebrations, just your basic staple moves in the clean graphics and improved player models. FIFA 06 added a bunch of celebrations, in particular focusing on the big names in world football of that time and trying to give them the celebrations that they perform in real life to further add to the realism in simulation. It was also the first FIFA game to allow you to assign a celebration to a player in edit mode out of 10 template animations. FIFA 07 didn't add any celebrations, even the template ones you can assign to a player were left untouched. It was a game at the final part of PlayStation 2's life cycle, and it looked to maximize what the console can offer with its graphics, animations, and player models. So enter FIFA 08, the first FIFA on the PS3 and Xbox 360. It was amazing seeing the animations and players from the old games on this new powerful console. All those trademark celebrations EA had polished now came to life like never before on the new game engine and graphics. The possibilities were limitless with this new technology, and it only took them a year to break new ground with FIFA 09, the first FIFA game to have manual celebrations. You could now do running celebrations where you change the animation of the player whilst running freely in whichever direction you choose. You also had finishing celebrations where you input any move to any player with your controller. So from those basic moves like the various fist pumps, knee and chest slides, to trademark moves which meant that you now had the control to do Ronaldinho's dance and others whenever you choose, to even acrobatic celebrations that require more difficult input to feel rewarding. Fun fact about that, back then you had to time an extra button press to land flips, otherwise the player would fall on his backside right out of the move. It was groundbreaking stuff. EA, take a bow, which we could also now manually do as well. FIFA 10 added a few moves to the celebration system with the baby, boxing, and front flip, but it was also the year where they added virtual pro celebrations which you could only unlock and use with your virtual pro player. FIFA 11 added a plethora of new celebrations, this time also including several new running moves, including one of the weirdest and most infuriating celebrations, the double arm swing. What is that? Who does that? For finishing celebrations, they added a variety of knee slide animations. The boxing celebration was updated to the punch and dodge. We got 2 archer celebrations, a new dance move, one of my favorites, the twist flip, a backflip, heel taps, brick fall, another classic, and other various moves ranging from silly to realistic. It was also the year where they made it so that teammates are always trying to get you during celebrations. So yes, this is where that began, where you want to try out that new celebration but you can't because you keep getting hugged before you do it. FIFA 12 had a new game engine, and despite there being no new celebrations added, the ones already in the game both looked and were performed better than ever. The game in general played and looked very good. FIFA 13 added new player-inspired celebrations. The Mario Balotelli Muscle Flex and Why Always Me were a great addition, as were Didier Drogba's 2 new knee slide celebrations, Cristiano Ronaldo's Thigh Point, Jimmy Bullard's inspired Telling Off celebration was also a great banter. We got 2 new dance celebrations, including the I Seu Chupego inspired If I Catch You. They also added the Moonwalk, the Worm, Water Hose, Pitbull, Peacock, Prancing Bird, Push-Ups, Surfer, the Salute, and what EA called Kiss the Pitch. FIFA 14 continued to add popular real-life celebrations with Ronaldo's Calm Down and the Bear. They got Lionel Messi's Point to the Sky celebration. Another fan favorite was the Gallop Dance, aka Gangnam Style. We also got other dance moves with the Muy Velo, Riding the Cat, Daniel Sturridge's Riding the Wave, and the Chicken Dance. Other new celebrations were the Belly Flop, the Business, Le Cercle la Belle, Patty Cake, and if you're tired of irritating your opponents when scoring, you could now show respect. FIFA 15 was the first to develop environmental celebrations, adding the flag interactions. They also added Cristiano Ronaldo's real-life trademark celebration, calling it the Right Here Right Now. Samuel Eto'o's inspired Old Man was also added, as well as Stand Tall, Kiss the Wrist, and Handbite. FIFA 16 continued developing environmental celebrations, now adding camera interactions and celebrating with substitutes. Sturridge's Riding the Wave was updated, and new finishing moves were the Bailando Robot, the KO, Glamour Slide, Stomach Slide, Knee Slide Fail, Timber, Chest Thump, and Point Up on Knee. In FIFA 17, everyone was excited for them to add the new dab move, as it was the most popular thing at the time. And it only took a few games for people to realize, it's actually pretty annoying when your opponent scores against you and comes to dab in your face. We had even more environmental celebrations now with ad board moves being added to the game, and it also was the year where managers were a new feature, so they also came with the new manager interactions. New finishing moves were Mesut Ozil's Baby Girl, Bafetimbi Gomez's Predator, Antoine Griezmann's Hotline Bling, Push It Down, Rugby, Big Man, Motorbike, Triangle, and the Floor Spin. FIFA 18 was a very weird year for celebrations. Most old moves wouldn't get the close-up angle until the celebration was over, and some moves had the animation cut off way too quickly. For example, look at the muscle flex. It cuts off before he even gets to flex. The knee slide to sit also cuts off before he actually gets to sit, so he's just left there on his knees. That being said, the new celebration additions were pretty good. We got a new environmental interaction, celebrating with the fans. Cristiano Ronaldo's Right Here Right Now was changed to match the real life Sue, and Ronaldo also got a new camera animation. We also got Dybala's Mask celebration, Giroud's Scorpion. Griezmann's Hotline Bling was updated. We got Bale's heart symbol celebration. They also added the X, Stir the Pot, Waddle, Workout, Walk Like Me, Pipe, Kiss the Ring, Hypnosis, and the Mannequin challenge. FIFA 19 fixed the broken animations, and players would now perform their celebrations only by the touchline. The new moves were pretty good, adding Mbappe's trademark celebration as well as a new signature move for Griezmann, Ronaldo, 2 new dance moves for Jesse Lingard including the Millie Rock. Neymar got a new signature as well called the Hang Loose, Firmino's Matador, a proper prayer celebration for Salah. Gabriel Jesus got his real life phone celebration. We also got the Neighborhood, Giddy Up, and the most elusive celebration in the game, Ronaldo's number 1. Which brings us to FIFA 20. We got some real life trendy new moves as expected in the challenge, One Eye, Lewandowski's Power Slide, Swagger, Yoga, Messi's Head Slap. Memphis Depay's Fingers in Ears also replaced the old I Can't Hear You celebration. We got a proper functioning knee slide animation which was lacking the year before. There was also the Guitar Dance, Speed Walk, Spinning Frog, Scissors, Nailbiter, and Pigeon. The big celebration news in FIFA 21 wasn't even about the new moves being added, but about EA trying to combat toxic behavior online. So we saw old moves such as the running shush and the dab being completely removed from the game, while other commonly used to irritate moves such as the calm down was made so it can only be used offline. It's debatable how effective that was to make the game less toxic, because you could still do stuff like this right in your opponent's face and there's nothing they could do about it. As far as new celebrations, the selection was very good. We saw Mbappe's Crybaby being added as a camera celebration, only to be used offline of course. Some new player specific signature moves like Dele Alli's Letter A, Ashley Barnes' Binoculars, and Steven Bergwijn's Finger Twist. Other highly anticipated moves added were Haaland's Peace Celebration, Mbappe's Relax. There was also the Disbelief, a new knee slide celebration in the knee slide spin, a really cool new dance with teammates called Dance and Spin, the Hop and Point, the Surf and Flex. And also they finally added the Selfie celebration, but because it was added as an ad board celebration, it was so incredibly rare to trigger that new animation instead of tens of other old ones that it might as well not have been in the game at all.